Test, 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 test. Test, 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 test. Too much. Yo, 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 yo. Test.
Hello, teams. Hello, teams. All right. Everyone ready? Really? Are you ready? Better. Okay, I'm going to do a quick check use here. We got the mechanized KOS. I'm a programmer. OS is operating system. OS. Sorry about that chaos. TNT Tech Ninja Team. Pretty weak. Ironclad. Even weaker. Griffins. It wasn't a contest to see who could be the quietest. Totus won. Toos. Was it close on the last word? All right, close enough. Thank you. Knights. ACS Cyber Seahorses. Agile Blast Robotics. All right. Robo Nuts Reloaded. What? It says loaded. Steel Tigers. All right. ACS, Hyper Hippocampi. All right. Enthusiasm. Yep. All right. Well, welcome to your final meet before qualifier. So this is pretty exciting. I know you guys have been working really hard this season. First off, we have a very important person here. We have the FTA. Yeah. And back in the orange. So what do you do if you're having a problem with your robot? Yes. Say it loud so they can hear you. Do not say FTC. It just confuses all of us. TSA. And those are all things I've heard called out. And make sure you're loud. I was an FTA at a meet, and I couldn't hear them say anything, so I didn't know they were having a problem. Make sure you're loud. Raise a hand so they know which team's calling for help. Safety, very important to us because we want everyone to leave this facility fine, so make sure you're wearing your safety glasses when you get up to the field. Actually, when you're in the queuing table or at your pit, make sure you have your safety glasses on. Not on your forehead, over your eyes. A lot of you, who has a tie wrap on their? You guys do? That's okay. It's not me. I've seen a lot of them. Who's ever heard a tie wrap snap during a competition? All right, me too. Who's ever had a tie wrap that snapped, hit them in the safety glasses? So I am a big advocate for it because I was the one that was hit. So make sure you have your safety glasses on. You may need it once, but it's the one time that matters. Shoes with closed toe and closed heel. It is really cold outside, so I hope I don't have a problem with sandals today. No headphones in queuing or at the field. And watch out for entanglement hazards. So if you have long hair, please have it tied back. If you have a hoodie on, make sure your ties are inside, especially for humans, because if you're leaning over, I really do not want to get that tied up in the robot. That would be bad for both your robot and yourself. So make sure you go to the queuing tables. I know they have specific instructions for you how to load and unload. Make sure you're following those. Also listen to your queuers. They're going to make sure you're on time. We will have some 5-minute breaks because a team does not play back-to-back matches without a 5-minute break. 5 minutes means that you are on the field and ready to go at 5 minutes. It does not mean you're going to the field at 5 minutes. And that 5 minutes is for the team that competed in the previous match. It is not for any other team. So they should be ready to go to the field if you're not the back-to-back team. Because if the team that has had the back-to-back is ready to get on the field, everyone will be getting on the field. Watch for the delay of match. That's where that'll apply. Make sure best effort to get to the field. Some things that we've been seeing a lot of. I've been seeing a lot of matches. One is the control limit. There's a control limit of 3 artifacts. Watch for that. It's happening more than I thought it would, so be careful. Make sure you're not controlling more than 3. The other one is the robot contacting opponent gate. That's a pretty severe penalty. Even if you don't open it up, it's a major foul plus pattern points for the opposite team. Watch for that. We're also starting to see some contact in the gate zone because teams are trying to do the quickest way to get to a secret tunnel zone, and they cross it and they get hit. So make sure that you guys are watching out for that gate zone. The other 418, opening up the gate, all know that's a severe penalty. That's a major foul per artifact that comes out. So watch out for that. We're also seeing a big increase in human player fouls. Be careful on that. What we're seeing a lot of is, the artifact is in the robot incorrectly. So someone reaches in to grab the artifact out. That is touching the artifact and the robot at the same time, a major foul. Watch out for that. If a artifact is trapped between the robot and the wall, and you try to grab that artifact out, that's also a major foul. The one that some teams are having a problem with now is that they're loading their robot. The robot is in the loading zone, However, where you load the robot is not. If you reach out an artifact outside of the loading zone to load your robot, that is a penalty for having it outside the loading zone. So make sure you're watching out for that if you're loading robots. Also, with the team shooting a lot, make sure you're watching for the number of artifacts that are out of play. It's not the number of artifacts that are in that container, it's the number of artifacts out of play. That means if there are 6 artifacts in your container and you are holding 2, those 2 are considered out of play, and you need to put them in play as soon as you can. You need to make a best faith effort for getting them in play. Waiting for the robot to come in is not doing your best faith effort. Putting them down right away is part of being a best faith effort. We're going to do our best to let you know, but you need to be watching for that. Also, if you have 8 in your container, that's too many. We'll have you put in those 2 right away. I don't expect this to happen, but I actually did see it. Coaches, remember, you cannot touch an artifact unless you're hit by it. You cannot put it in the field. You cannot pass it on. You need to have your team to it. So coaches, don't touch those artifacts. We all know about the protected zones. I went through them quite a bit. The big one on the base zone is getting better. Still a lot of contact there, so be careful during the in-game time period. Also, when you are parking at the end in the base zone, the keywords are obvious and unambiguous, and they're to the referee where he is standing. It has to be obvious to us. So if we can't see your wheels or where your support is, if it's unclear to us, we cannot give you probably the points that you deserve. So make sure you're obvious and unambiguous to the referees. It applies both to the base zone, actually it applies to us too on calls, but also if you're leaving the launch zone, it has to be obvious and unambiguous. We're not getting down on our knees to check. We're not laying down on the floor to check. It's from where we are standing. So make sure you're obvious and unambiguous. Same with the humans loading. Make sure that if you're loading, you're not touching the robot and putting it with the artifact. All right. I hope you all read the update that came out Thursday with the latest rule changes. Can anyone tell me what those rule changes were? Anyone read it? Okay. This time you guys were lucky. There were no real rule changes for it apply to gameplay. Every week, check the rules, especially as you get closer to qualifier. Because us referees do check them. Make sure you have someone on your team responsible for checking that. Questions? One question at least?
How's your day going?
It's going real well. A nice drive up here. I like this area, so it's good. Thank you for asking. Anything else? Yes?
Just to be clear, if someone from the other team contacts you while you are trying to park, what does that count? Does that count as a perk parking or a partial parking?
So the question is, if let's say the red team and the blue team contacts you while you're in the base zone in the last 20 seconds, that is a major foul, plus you get fully parked points. So, yeah, it's both of those. Does that help you out? All right, next question. All right, so the question was, if you have 3 artifacts in your robot and you accidentally touch a 3rd artifact, is that a penalty? Yeah, a fourth artifact on the field. You're probably not going to like this word. It's going to be depends. If it's accidentally, like you said, let's say you're going from area A to the launch zone, and it just bounces in your way, or it's there, and your only focus is to get to your launch zone, that is not a penalty. If you decide that you have 3 and now you're pushing 2 towards your loading zone, that's a desired location, so that is controlling more than 3. So, if you're like he asked, if it's accidental or if it rebounds off of something, that is not the penalty. Does that help you? Okay, other question. All right, question box is right over here where the referees are. So if you have a question anytime, please come over and visit us. Remember, a student has to be there because a student will be talking to me. You can bring another silent observer. It can be an adult or it can be another team member, but that person has to be silent. And then what happens, what works well for me is if you bring a rule, if you have a question about a rule, if you have a scoring question, be happy to answer that. If you come up, like right when we're about to start a match, I'll kind of see you there, let you acknowledge, but then I won't talk to you until after the match because we're not going to delay the start of the match. But I do want to talk to you about it, so please remember what your question was. Also, if you have a question on something, try to come up as soon as possible after the match. So if you have a question from match 1 and we are at the last match, it's going to be hard for us to remember what happened. So make sure you're coming up early and quickly after your match if you have a question on scoring or if you have a question on the rules. If you have a question on scoring, please have if you say, I don't think my score's right, I'll really help you with that. If you can say, I think we didn't get fully parked correctly, quarter points. I can help you with that because I can ask the referees to see if they can remember. Now, if we remember one way or the other, we have to stick with what we submitted. All right. Yes, sir. So the question is when the artifacts, did you say balls? Artifacts are placed at setup. They will be on the line, but we do have a quarter inch that we can be off. We're humans, not robots. We do our best on the line. If it's more than a quarter inch off, we'll correct it. But if it's less than a quarter inch off, we do not necessarily have to correct it. So it has to be it's a quarter inch. So if it is supposed to be on the line, so it's a quarter inch off the line. So some of them, most of the centers will be on the line, the center of the artifact, but the ball might be past the line. But the center, it can be up to a quarter inch off. The outside point of the center can be off by a quarter inch, not the entire ball, but the center. Does that help? Did that answer your question? All right. Anything else? All right. Well, good luck today. We'll hand out do you have a question? No, he's showing something. All right. We'll have the match sheets out for you. We'll be starting 15 minutes after that. Good luck today.
Alrighty, folks. Welcome in. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Bradley Bourbonnais High School for our South Suburbs meet number 3 for FTC. We're going to be starting here in just a few minutes with our Decode Challenge here in match number 3. Our teams that we have to start off with match number 1. We've got 2 alliances here. We've got a red alliance and a blue alliance. There are going to be 2 teams per alliance. So for the red alliance, team number 1 is team 19168 Totus 1 Tus, paired up with team 32895 ACS Hyper Hippocampi. For the blue alliance, we've got a Robo Knights alliance with team 21333 Robo Knights, paired with team 26980 Robo Knights Reloaded. We are now randomizing our pattern that we will utilize, and we have motif number 2, purple, green, purple. That will be the pattern for which the teams will try and shoot their artifacts into their goals in that purple, green, purple pattern. Ready in 3, 2, 1, go. And we are underway here in the autonomous phase. And we've got a lot of shots being taken all at once here in the first few seconds of autonomous. This is the phase, folks, where teams have programmed their robots to pick up and shoot their artifacts into the goals. So there is no human control going on right now. This is all programmed into the robots. As we see that the Robo Knights Alliance has been able to get several artifacts into their goal already.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
And we are now underway in the teleop phase of the game. This is now human controlled and driven, where humans are able to, with controllers, both maneuver their robots around the field as well as load, either autonomously or via the human player. But the goal remains the same. These robots are still trying to get as many artifacts into their goals as possible here. So the Robo Knights are able to shoot in quick succession into their goal. Two out of the 3 shots there for the Robo Knights able to be scored into their goal. Totus 1 Tus loading up in their human player zone as they line up for their shot into their goal from long distance. Their long distance shots connects on 1, 2, and 3 connects into the goal for Totus 1 Tus as the Robo Knights are able to unload their gate, getting more artifacts out and available to utilize. On the other end, the Hyper Hippocampi are able to unload their gate as well. That's helpful not only for more artifacts, but that will also avoid any overflow. Three more shots up for the Robo Knights. As we're approaching the final 20 seconds here, we see that final horn. We are now approaching the end game period as robots will try and park their robots in a specified zone. Teams will try and either have a full park or two partials, depending on how they've decided to strategize that. And that is the end of qualifier match number 1. It appears that the Robo Knights Alliance was able to at least have two partials in their parking zone, whereas the Red Alliance opted for an attempted full park with the Hyper Hippocampium. Before we move on to qualifier match number 2, let's check out the results that we have for match number 1 here. And it looks like the Blue Alliance wins our first qualifying match, winning by a score of 141 to 83. They are able to get a movement ranking point as well as a pattern ranking point. In qualifier match number 2 here, we've got on the Red Alliance, Team 9929, the TNT Tech Ninjas, paired with Team 2923, Mechanized Chaos. In the Blue Alliance, there's Team 26936, Agile Blast Robotics, paired with Team 14683, Lincoln Way Central Robotics. And we are randomizing now to motif number 3. That pattern will be purple, purple, green. So make sure to look out for that shooting pattern, folks. Purple, purple, green for additional points. Ready in 3, 2, 1, go. And we are underway here in the autonomous phase as Lincoln Way Central Robotics is able to shoot off 3 of their artifacts into their goal and then successfully move for a leave. Mechanized Chaos able to get up and close in their shooting zone there and able to get successfully their pattern in. And from distance here, a few shots almost hitting me. The Tech Ninjas are able to score one of them from distance and successfully leave.
3, 2, 1.
When we talk about leave, folks, we're talking about leaving from their starting position, crossing that line there. And we are underway here in the teleop phase as both teams are jockeying for their artifacts and are able to shoot. It looks like the Agile Blast team was just a little bit wide left on some of their shot attempts here as Mechanized Chaos is looking to shoot, successfully getting one, missing the first one long, and able to get that second one to go in. Successfully scoring 2 out of 3 here. And from distance, their partners, the Tech Ninjas, connect on 2, but are a little bit long on the third one. Agile Blast is able to get 3 artifacts in there as well as Lincoln Way Central is moving for position a little bit further back in their shooting zone. They successfully score a purple artifact. Mechanized Chaos going just a little bit long on one of their attempts, now moving back to their human player controlled zone. The Tech Ninjas are able to successfully score a few of their artifacts there. Mechanized Chaos going wide right on one, wide left on the other. And the third artifact here from Mechanized Chaos is going to be moved away as Agile Blast goes and unloads their ramp in order to avoid the overflow. They now set up from the edge of the shooting zone, connect on 2 purples. As Mechanized Chaos is able to get 1 purple, miss the other, and score on the third purple. Whereas the Tech Ninjas move and bank it off somehow out of the goal zone. Once again, a little bit too strong there for the Tech Ninjas. As the teams now move to their end game. Looks like Mechanized Chaos has completed a full park, whereas Lincoln Way Central and Agile Blast are sharing halves. Would you look at that? The wheels for Lincoln Way Central are off the ground there.
Also, the robot in the zone, be careful, you're still going up after the end, all right? Just watch that. All right, speak of the robot, you set the field.
So it's whatever's stable, like whatever's holding your points of contact. So they put that thing in and loop around it too long.
A little clarification, everybody. It appeared that Lincoln Way Central was able to get a full parking job because they had 4 points of contact, 2 of their wheels, and then their stands, elevating them up above the ground. Those 4 points of contact consist of a full park job, even though 2 of their wheels was outside of the box. Interesting little thing to note there going forward in this match. And before we take a look at the results here from qualifier match number 2, which we will have here shortly. I do believe also, folks, if you could do us a huge favor this morning, if you could maybe some of you turn off some of your hotspots. That's been a little technical issue that we've been dealing with, is an overuse of hotspots in the gymnasium here. So in order to help us out on our end, if you could turn some of those off, that would be fantastic. Thank you. And to have our qualifier match number 3, I'm going to hand the mic over to my partner, Ryan, here.
Have they announced this one yet? Not yet. Sounds good. Okay. Are we? All right, my friends, we have a chance to see what happened in the second meet, or the second competition, second match, I should say. And it was the Red Alliance. The Red Alliance with a 97 to 87, very close game there. Ranking points for the Red Alliance also picked up the movement and the pattern ranking points, giving them 5. And in the defeat, Blue did also get the movement, getting them 1 ranking point there. All right, now let's meet the contestants for our third match of the day. First from the Red Alliance, Team 21868, the host school, Ironclad. Their partners, Team 17335, Griffins. They're facing off against the Blue Alliance, 27949, the Steel Tigers. And their partner, Team 26239, ACS Cyber Seahorses. Our randomization is motif number 3, purple, purple, green. All right, and it looks like we're ready to start match number 3 in 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off and autonomous as teams attempt to score balls or artifacts into their goal. Ironclad with a green one. And a purple one scored. And the Seahorses with a green and a purple one scored there as well. Seahorses pick up a few more. Ironclad moves off their line. Seahorses with a green, a purple.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
And we're off in teleop where now the humans control the robots as they continue to try to score artifacts in the goal. Seahorse is picking up some artifacts off the floor, putting in a purple and a green and a purple. Steel Tigers picking up some as well, attempting to score in their red goal, just a little bit off. Ironclad puts a purple one in and misses a little to the side with another one there. A couple more scores for both the Steel Tigers and the Seahorses over on the Blue Alliance. Seahorses let a few of their artifacts out to make a little more room. Those artifacts that are scored and in the classifier are worth more than those that overflow, so that's why some of these teams choose to clear out theirs. Ironclad puts in 2 purple ones from the far score. Seahorses opening up their classifier again, both making more artifacts that are accessible and also, again, clearing room for the higher scores with the classified artifacts. Another green one for the Seahorses. Griffins moving in to try to score an artifact. It's green and it's good. They follow it with a purple just off the edge. We're now into endgame where the teams can try to share their parking spaces. 10 points if they get their robot completely in there, and 5 if they are partially parked. Ironclad's trying to score a few more at the buzzer and gets over to their parking spot as well, and that's a wrap on match number 3. While we wait for the refs to tally their penalties and points here, how about a round of applause for all these great volunteers that are here today? We have refs that are giving up their time. We have FTAs. We have people who are chasing the artifacts. This can't happen without volunteers. And I'm also, because I'm hosting the next qualifier, going to ask you, hey, up there is a great seat, but down here is even better. So sign up for our qualifier, February 14. There's QR codes all over the place. I know it's Valentine's Day. Bring your significant other and volunteer with them. Those who volunteer together love each other. All right, but we need people. We have about 65 openings, and we only have 30 people at this point. So we are in dire need of people to volunteer for next meet at the February 14 in Flossmoor, Illinois. All right, and here is our results of qualification match number 3. And it's the Blue Alliance. Blue Alliance wins 86-42. Blue Alliance, in addition to getting their 3 ranking points for the win, also pick up a 4th ranking point for classification. That is, they put the correct order of purple and green artifacts in. All right, we're ready to take the field for qualification match number 4. Let's meet our contestants for qualification match number 4, starting with the Blue Alliance, taking the field right now. The Red Alliance taking the field right now. Team 14683, Lincoln Way Central Robotics and Engineering Team. Their partners on the Red Alliance, Team 2923, Mechanized Chaos. The Blue Alliance taking the field now is Team 32895, ACS Hyper Hippocampi. And their partners, Team 21333, the Robo Knights. What's that? And it's motif 1 for qualification match number 4, green, purple, purple. So that's the order they want to put them in the classifier to earn those ranking points I was talking about. All right, looks like we're ready to go with qualification match number 4 in 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off in autonomous. 2 balls scored over here from Lincoln Way Central, and 2 scored by the Robo Knights. Robo Knights followed up with 3 more, and quickly pick up 3 more. Scoring 2 out of those 3. And pick up a couple more. Scoring 1 of the 2 out of those at the buzzer.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
The Red Alliance had 2 teams leave during autonomous, and the Blue Alliance had 1. Now during telehop, we are trying to score as many artifacts as possible. The Hippocampi and Robo Knights putting in a few there. Mechanized Chaos with 1 just a little too high, and just a little too high again. Lincoln Way Central tries to put 1 in from the far end there. Robo Knights putting 1 in there and picking up a few more from the area. Their partners on the Blue Alliance put in a couple as well. ACS opens up the classifier, allowing a lot more artifacts to be accessible, and also making these scored by the Robo Knights classified artifacts instead of overflow. Red Alliance hits the wrong classifier. That might be a penalty. Meanwhile, ACS puts some in, as do the Robo Knights. Robo Knights scoring 3 purple. Mechanized Chaos scoring a purple. Their partner missing a purple just a little bit too far. That's the end game as teams are trying to park. Robo Knights and ACS looking to share some parking space. This is a fast-moving game this season as the refs have to figure out not only how many of those artifacts scored in the goal, but which colors they were in and what pattern, and which points to give, in addition to penalty points, which are given when a team does something they're not supposed to. Are we ready to submit?
Yeah, reset the field. Go ahead.
All right, it looks like we're ready to see the results of qualification match number 4. Qualification match number 4, and it was the Blue Alliance. Blue Alliance wins with a score of 189 to 150. Blue Alliance gets 3 ranking points for the win, and also a movement and a classification points. Red Alliance also still gets 2 ranking points for movement and classification. Again, the quality of your games count this year in addition to the win or loss. I'm going to pass the mic off to my friend Matt here. He'll have the next couple matches for you.
All right, folks, we're going to keep moving on here with qualification match number 5 of 15. Then we're at the third point here. For the Red Alliance, we've got team 26-239 ACS Cyber Seahorses paired up with team 26-980 Robo Knights Reloaded. For the Blue Alliance, we have team 9929 the TNT Tech Ninjas paired with team 27949 the Steel Tigers. And our motif for qualification number 5 is number 1 with the pattern green, purple, purple. And it looks like we're ready to start in qualifier match number 5 here in 3, 2, 1, go. And we are underway in autonomous here of qualifier number 5. As from long distance, we've got several of our teams shooting a long range. Oh, excuse me there. Standing right here in the firing zone, it appears. And these Cyber Seahorses and the Robo Knights Reloaded making their attempts at the goals.
Drivers,
It looks like we've
pick up
got
your controllers. 3,
one
2,
classification per.
1.
And it looks like there was a little bit of movement before the teleop phase began. That'll likely result in a penalty there. But we are underway in teleop here as both teams are positioning for their places to shoot from, their classifications here, as the Tech Ninjas are able to score several of their artifacts into the classification here. Tech Ninjas going back to reload in their human player zone, along with their teammates, the Steel Tigers. As the Red Alliance has a lot of self-loading of their robots here. There's two different ways to load your robot here. You could do it self-load on your own for the robot, where they pick it up on their own, or there is a human player zone as well, where a member of the team can load the artifacts into the robot. And the Blue Alliance has opened their gate so that they are able to score more classifications there and not get any overload. As Robo Knights Reloaded are able to score one but miss on a couple, just a little bit long on their shots there, and we are now in the end game phase of qualifier number 5, as there is still several shots being attempted here, as the teams will now make their way on over to try and park, if at all possible, whereas the Tech Ninjas are getting off a couple final shots there, and that is time for qualification number 5. And it looks like we're ready to see these scores here for qualification number 5. It looks like we are still waiting on a red penalty in order to confirm here. Okay, looks like we are now ready for our score here in qualification number 5. And the Blue Alliance wins qualification 5. A tight one here by a score of 77 to 68. And it looks like Blue Alliance will earn their ranking points for the victory. No more beyond that. Another aspect of these meets here, folks, is the fact that sometimes when a foul occurs, points will be awarded to the other team. So we saw in that previous match there was some movement in between Autonomous and Teleop where there should be no movement of the robots. That results in the other alliance gaining points because of that. So sometimes when we're looking at those final scores, fouls can go into contributing to a team's point total. In qualifier number 6 here for the Red Alliance, Team 26-936, Agile Blast Robotics. They're paired with Team 17-335, the Griffins. That's our Red Alliance. For our Blue Alliance, we've got Team 19-168, Totus 1-Tus. And they're paired with the host team today, Team 12-868, Ironclad. And our randomization here for qualifier match number 6 results in motif number 3 with the pattern purple, purple, green. And we're ready to go here in qualifier match number 6 in 3, 2, 1, go. And we are underway in autonomous here of qualifier number 6 here. As we have Totus 1-Tus close up in their zone. It looks like the Blue Alliance is able to score both of the classification patterns there. Totus 1-Tus able to collect 3 more. It appears that they are shooting 1, 2, missing a little bit wide right there, but the third one is able to drop.
Drivers, pick up your controllers.
The autonomous
3,
period.
2, 1.
And we are underway here in Teleop as there is now a scramble to gain artifacts and some quick rapid succession by Agile Blast Robotics, scoring all 3 of their classifiers. The Griffins shoot just a little bit wide, missing the mark there. With Totus 1-Tus able to score an overflow there. Likely they'll go and release their gate as Ironclad accomplishes that. With Agile Blast shooting and scoring 3 more, and then proceeding to then open their gate and unload there. Totus 1-Tus shooting into their goal, a little bit hard at times, ricocheting out, but able to score 2 in the same manner with Agile Blast getting 3 quick ones right there. The Griffins are collecting their artifacts and then positioning themselves to shoot here as they're getting ready to shoot off, where Ironclad is reloading and able to fire from a long distance, able to score 1, 2, and then waiting on the third one there, being pushed out. A little bit of defense being played there by Agile Blast. as Ironclad also being defended there by Agile Blast as they're jockeying for position there toward their goal, able to score one of 3 artifacts. As our endgame phase comes up here. As the Griffins and Ironclad look to go park, as Agile Blast is trying to join for a partial. And that is the end of our qualifier match number 6 here. We'll wait to see what any of the assessed penalties end up being. It appears to be a full for the Red Alliance in terms of parking, with the Griffins getting that full park. Not enough there for Agile Blast. It appears to award a half park. And we are all good here to see the results of qualifier number 6 here. And we have a Blue Alliance victory here as the Blue Alliance wins another tight one by a score of 87-79, with the Red Alliance being awarded 5 foul points. And it looks like the Blue Alliance gets 3 ranking points for the victory, as well as a pattern ranking point. I'm going to go ahead and hand the mic back over to Ryan.
Hello, Roboteers. Please check your robot. If you have 2 green artifacts in your robot, we need them back on the field. Someone may have taken an artifact with them by accident. If that's the case, please jog them back over to the field. Two green artifacts back to the field, please, and thank you. Check your robots. Here comes one. And another. Awesome. Thank you for your quick attention to that detail. All right, and we're ready to meet our teams for qualification match number 7. First taking the field now, the Red Alliance, team 21333, the Robo Knights. Their partners, team 26239, ACS Cyber Seahorses. They face off against the Blue Alliance, team 26980, Robo Knights Reloaded. And their partners, teams 14683, Lincoln Way Central Robotics Engineering Team. Randomization for qualification match 7 is motif number 1, green, purple, purple. And we're ready to start qualification match number 7 in 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off in autonomous. Both the Robo Knights and Lincoln Way Central scoring in autonomous, as do the Robo Knights Reloaded. Couple more for Robo Knights Reloaded and Lincoln Way Central. Robo Knights Reloaded scoring a couple over on that side, and Robo Knights score a few more as
Drivers,
well.
pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
And we're off in teleop as we continue to play and try to score artifacts into the goals. The Seahorses with 1, 2, and 3. Robo Knights put a couple that miss as well, and Lincoln Way Central putting a couple over there. Robo Knights picking a few more up off the playing field and score 2 out of the 3 there. Meanwhile, Lincoln Way Central scoring a couple over on that side as well. Teams are also clearing out their classifier. All 3 scored for the Robo Knights there. 1 in and out for ACS Seahorses, and 1 right at me there as well. Robo Knights Reloaded scoring, picking up some off the field there to score for the Blue Alliance, as Robo Knights and Lincoln Way Central score as well. Couple more scored by the Robo Knights as they cleared their classifier. Couple more scored by Lincoln Way Central and Robo Knights Reloaded. Here comes the Robo Knights again, scoring a few more there, and clearing a ball that was hung up, or an artifact that was hung up. Couple misses for the Robo Knights Reloaded, couple makes for the Robo Knights and Lincoln Way Central. And we're into end game as teams can continue to try to score and also attempt to park. 2 more at the buzzer for Robo Knights, and they park completely in their square. 1 more, and that's a wrap on qualification match number 7. While we're waiting for the refs to have a discussion here, just a reminder, there are QR codes all over the place to sign up to volunteer for our next meet on February 14. They're on the walls, they're in the hallways. I hear they're even in the bathrooms. So please sign up for our next state qualifier. Twice as many teams, twice as long, twice the fun. February 14 at Flossmoor Parker Junior High. Are we ready? Ready for the score? All right, it looks like we're ready to see the score of that match, qualification match number 7. And it was the Red Alliance. Red Alliance won 109-89. No additional ranking points in that match, but 3 for the winners there. All right, let's meet our teams for qualification match number 8. We have made it. We are more than halfway through our matches here today. Qualification match number 8 for the Red Alliance. The Red Alliance has team 9929, TNT Tech Ninja team. Their partners, team 26936, Agile Blast Robotics. For the Blue Alliance, we have team 17335, the Griffins. And their partners, team 32895, ACS Hyper Hippocampi. How's the turret working? And randomization for this match is motif 1 yet again, green, purple, purple. All right, we're ready to start qualification match 8 in 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off. We got 3 out of 4 robots moving right now. The Seahorse, or the Hypo Hippocampi scoring a few there, as are the Tech Ninjas. And it looks like 3 out of the 4 teams will also have moved off their line, earning them some points and potential ranking point.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
And we're off in teleop as teams continue to move and try to score their artifacts. Agile Blast making a couple from the far one as their partner in crime make a few from the short launching area. Agile Blast scoring a few more there and opening up their classifier, making more room for classified artifacts, worth more points than overflow artifacts. Tech Ninja team putting a couple in from the short distance, as are the ACS team. And the Griffins setting up to try to shoot a few more as well. Looks like we might have a disabled robot on the field. The FTA will hopefully figure that out soon. Agile Blast Robotics with a couple more. And we're back in action as it looks like all the teams are moving. Thank you, FTA, for your service. Griffins with a couple shots. Tech Ninjas with a couple shots as well. Moves back with a little bit of a better angle and puts 2 in. Seahorses putting a few in as well. Agile Blast shooting one just a little too high. Hyper Hippocampi putting in 1 and 2. Tech Ninja team putting in a couple. And their partner also putting in a couple as well, too. That horn says it's end game, and so teams can start to try to park. Trying to get one robot in completely and another one sharing, or 2 partial parks. And that looks like a wrap on qualification match number 8. We good to share the score? Yes, please do. All right, let's see what the score was of qualification match number 8. And it was the Red Alliance. Red Alliance won with a final score of 97 to 54. Blue Alliance did pick up a movement ranking point, earning 1 point in defeat. And the winners get the 3 ranking points for the win, but no additional ranking points. Let me hand this back off to my friend Matt for qualification match 9.
And now we're going to get ready to go into qualification match number 9 here. For number 9, on the Red Alliance, we have team 27-949, the Steel Tigers. And they're matched up with team 12-868, Ironclad. In the Blue Alliance, we have team 29-23, Mechanized Chaos from Kankakee High School. And they're paired with team 19-168, Totus One Toos. One of the other aspects of strategy in this game is getting together with your alliance members and seeing which starting position you're going to choose from, and from there what each team on that alliance can do in the autonomous portion of the game. And we are randomizing to motif number 1 once again. Pattern being green, purple, purple. Qualification number 9 is ready to begin in 3, 2, 1, go. And we are underway here now in Autonomous with several shots being taken from long distance for Totus One, Toos, and Ironclad, both shooting their classifiers at their goal there. And it looks like the Blue Alliance is able to score 5 artifacts there to Red's 2. As Mechanized Chaos makes an effort there at the end to get off the line for leave points.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
And we are on to the teleop phase of the game here. As some defense is going on in the midsection, some competition for different positioning with their artifacts, as Totus One Toos is able to pick up some artifacts on their own, where Mechanized Chaos lines up, scoring 1, 2 missing, but the third one going in, whereas Totus One Toos is able to, in rapid succession, score theirs. From a little bit further away, Ironclad is shooting very intensely on low angle into the goal here, whereas the Steel Tigers are now lining up for their approach right at the base of the goal, as their goal is to use some spin to get the ball in, whereas Ironclad fires theirs in, able to skip one in there at the end. As Mechanized Chaos is being manually loaded, trying to maneuver their way to their scoring position, as Totus One Toos is able to score from a little bit further away. And coming up just short on the final one there is Mechanized Chaos, as Ironclad rifles in 2 more, as the Steel Tigers miss on 2 of their attempts, but able to get 1 to go down as they then open up their gate. A lot of scoring here so far in qualifier number 9, as Totus One Toos able to put 2 more purple artifacts in. And we are now entering the endgame phase, as Mechanized Chaos is looking to score 2 of their 3 artifacts there, as Totus One Toos also attempts to score, and it looks like Mechanized Chaos is going for a full park, as well as the Steel Tigers going for a full park, with some final efforts for a partial. And it looks like we are ready to see the results here in qualification number 9. And the Blue Alliance wins that one by a score of 94-37. In that, the Blue Alliance is able to not only get the ranking points for the victory, but they're also getting the movement ranking point as well as the pattern ranking point. Moving on to qualification number 10 here. After this, we'll be 2/3 of the way through our match today. For our Red Alliance, we've got a Lincoln Way Alliance here with Lincoln Way Central Robotics, Team 14683, paired up with Lincoln Way East, Griffins, 17335. For the Blue Alliance, we've got Team 26980, Robo Knights Reloaded, paired up with Team 26936, Agile Blast Robotics. And we are randomizing now to motif number 1, pattern green, purple, purple. And we are ready to go on qualification match number 10 in 3, 2, 1, go. And we are underway here in autonomous as Blue is getting up a lot of shots here. Able to score 4 right away as the Red Alliance is able to get 3. Looks like there's a little bit of movement here, or contact, I would say, in the autonomous. Now there's 2 different contact penalties being assessed in the autonomous session here as Robo Knights Reloaded, missing just wide right.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
And we are underway here in the teleop phase of qualification number 10 as Blue right away is going for their gate emptying as the Griffins connect on 1, miss their second, and are waiting now to shoot their third. A lot of defense being played in the middle, jockeying for shooting position here, whereas the Robo Knights Reloaded miss just a little bit high as Agile Blast is able to score 2 out of their 3 artifacts there. The Griffins are going for their own self-reload without having to rely on the human player. It looks like all of our robots are capable of that feature here. As from the corner, Agile Blast is able to score 2 purple artifacts. As the Griffins go just a little bit wide, Agile Blast once again getting their position, incidental contact there. Able to score and then go and unload their gate there. Whereas Lincoln Way Central is able to then pick up and score their own artifacts here. As Robo Knight shooting from distance, missing just wide right. And the Griffins shooting coming up just a tad bit short there. As Agile Blast is now positioning themselves to score 1, 2, and almost 3. The last one bouncing out and not going through the classifier there. Agile Blast able to connect on 1 out of 3 there as they jockey for position against Lincoln Way Central Robotics, who's able to score, looking to gain more artifacts here as they're without one currently. And we are now in the endgame phase as there is now going to be some penalties assessed for contact with the other alliance during the endgame phase here, as both alliances are looking for their parking. They will now settle in, and that will be the end of qualification number 10 here. Looks like 2 partials will be given for parking to the Red Alliance, and it looks like we have a depot ball, meaning that there is a ball within the zone up against the wall. That'll be awarded some points there. As we're waiting here for the results of qualification number 10, I'll go ahead and reiterate a few things that Ryan said. Make sure to scan those QRs around the gymnasium today. If you're interested in helping at the state qualifier meet next month, that would be an amazing opportunity to help out and support not only your team, but all the other teams here. And it looks like we've got our results here in qualification number 10. Let's see how those ended up here. And we have a Blue Alliance victory as Blue wins big by a score of 128-62, with both teams getting ranking points for movement, as well as obviously the blue team getting their 3 ranking points for their victory. I'll go ahead and hand the mic back over to my friend Ryan.
All right, thank you. The QR codes in the bathroom must be working. My phone just buzzed, and we have 2 people who signed up to volunteer next meet. Yay! Let's keep it going. Let's see how high we can get that number. Looks like someone walked off with a purple artifact. If you can please, if you were in that last match, check your robot. Do you have a purple artifact in it? Run it over to the field, please. Here it comes. Thank you, my friend. All right, let's meet the contestants for our qualification match number 11. First for the Red Alliance, team 27949. Let's hear it for the Steel Tigers. And their partner on the Red Alliance, team 21333. Let's hear it for the Robo Knights. The Blue Alliance has the host school, team 12868. Let's hear it for Ironclad. And rounding out the Blue Alliance, 9929 TNT Tech Ninja team. Let's hear it for the Tech Ninja team. Hello, sir. How you been? Long time no see. You still working here? Yeah. Seattle? Yeah. And randomization for qualification match number 11 is motif 2, purple, green, purple. All right, looks like we're ready to start qualification match number 11 in 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off here with teams moving and autonomous. Robo Knights and TNT Tech Ninjas trying to score from the short launching area. And Ironclad launched a few from the far area.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
And we're off in teleop as teams are trying to score their artifacts. Looks like we had some technical difficulties there, but everything seems to be moving back as all 4 robots move. TNT Tech Ninja scoring 1. Ironclad trying to score another. Steel Tigers open up their classifier to let a lot of the artifacts out. TNT Tech Ninja team putting 1 in. Robo Knights putting 1 in as well. Ironclad with a couple from the far launch area. And they score 1 and another. Robo Knights scoring a couple from the far area, while the Steel Tigers are trying to score some from the close. Ironclad puts 1 in from the close. Robo Knights put 2 in from the close. Ironclad 1 just a little off. Steel Tigers trying to score from the close area. TNT Tech Ninjas put 1 in there as well. And we're into endgame as teams can continue to score artifacts and also start to line up to park. Looks like we've got the Steel Tigers heading over to park. Robo Knights putting in a couple more before they park. And that's a wrap on qualification match number 11. All right, teams are picking up their robots and taking them off the field. Looks like there's some debris on the field here from a few of the robots. That was a taxiing match. We ready? All right, looks like we're ready to see who won that qualification match number 11. And it was the Red Alliance. Red Alliance won 90 to 81. Blue Alliance pick up a movement and 3 ranking points for the win for the Red Alliance. I believe we may be having a score correction on this last one, as perhaps some penalty points were not handed out. All right, if you participated in that last match, please send 1 representative to the question box. If you just participated in that last match, send at least 1 student representative to the question box, as we have something to talk about. So it looks like we have the Tech Ninja team and Ironclad, so if we could get a Robo Knight and a Steel Tiger to head over to the question box, please. All right, so we have an update on the score from qualification match number 11, sorry, the previous match. And it was the Blue Alliance that won. So 2 major penalties were called on the Red Alliance, and they were called, assessed, but they were not in the score. So adding those 30 points puts the Blue Alliance at 111 to the Red Alliance 90. Blue Alliance gets 4 ranking points for the win and the movement. Thank you, referees, for taking care of that right away. All right, now let's meet our contestants for qualification match number 12. First for the Red Alliance, 26239, the ACS Cyber Seahorses. And their partners, team 19168, Totus 1 Tus. They face off against the Blue Alliance, which starts with team 32895, the ACS Hyper Hippocampi. And their partners for the Blue Alliance, 2923, Mechanized Chaos. Randomization is motif 3, purple, purple, green. And we're ready for qualification match number 12 in 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off as everyone is moving in autonomous. The ACS team scoring from the close on each one. Kankakee. Another purple for the Seahorses, as Totus tries to score a few from the far, and they do.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
And we're off in teleop as all our robots are moving, trying to pick up their artifacts and score them. Mechanized Chaos scoring a purple one, followed by a green one. Seahorses scoring a couple here over on the red, as Totus scores right behind them as well. Here comes the Hippocampi, scoring from the area right next to the goal, putting in a purple just out, but now a green, as Mechanized Chaos comes up with a purple, meanwhile, and a green over for Mechanized Chaos. Seahorses putting in a couple as well, as Totus scores from the far. Good teamwork there for our Red Alliance. Mechanized Chaos opens up its classifier, letting a slew of balls onto the field, or artifacts on the field that can now be used. Totus scoring several from the close launch area. Kankakee, Mechanized Chaos scoring also from the close launch area, and the Seahorses score a couple as well. Hippocampi setting up right next to the goal to score a couple, as the Mechanized Chaos comes in right behind them and scores as well. Seahorses scoring a few here from the close launch zone. And we're successful in all 3. That horn means they can now continue to shoot artifacts or try to go get parked in their square. Looks like the Hippocampi are heading over to park and may have a full park there, as their partner tries to sneak in and get a partial one. Seahorses parking as well. And that's a wrap on qualification match number 12. We good? All right. Let's see the results of qualification match number 12. And it was the Red Alliance. Red Alliance won with a score of 102 to 94. Both teams picking up the classification ranking points there as well. So I'm about to hand off the mic for the last time here today. Just one more plug. We'd love to have volunteers for our next meet on February 14. QR codes all over the place. Scan them, sign up. We'd love to see you here on the field, close and right up by the action on February 14.
Both of you guys. Yeah. Made it great. Made it great to watch. So thank you so much.
Good. So what I would say here is, like, after this match, remind teams, because some of them are going to start packing up, because it's not like, hey, don't walk in front of the fans, that sort of stuff. They need to put their pins back in the baggies and leave them on the table. They can take snacks with them, but don't take the containers. Okay. So I heard take everything.
All right, folks, we're moving on to qualification match number 13 here, where for our Red Alliance we have team 14683, Linkaway Central Robotics, paired up with team 21333, Robo Knights. On the Blue Alliance, we have team 17335, the Linkaway East Griffins, paired with team 27949, the Steel Tigers. All right, time to randomize here in qualification number 13, where we have motif number 1, pattern green, purple, purple. And it looks like we're ready to begin qualification number 13 in 3, 2, 1, go. And we are underway here in qualifier number 13 in autonomous here, as Lingaway Central shoots from far distance, and the Steel Tigers looking to get up a shot here at the base, whereas the Robo Knights are able to load all 3 and shoot 3 in sync there. Only one was able to make it, as they were able to clear their gate just prior to this, but back at it again for the Robo Knights, scoring 2 of 3.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
Robo Knights also able to get a leave point there as well in autonomous. So we are underway here in Teleop, where it looks like the Griffins are able to shoot 1, 2, and missing on the third, with the Robo Knights also shooting in rapid succession there. As Lingaway Central shoots from far distance, scoring on 2 of those there as they look to go reload, whereas the Griffins and the Steel Tigers are working on getting some of their artifacts scored here, with the Steel Tigers working at the base as the Griffins are shooting from a little bit further back. And once again, 3 go up, 3 go in for the Robo Knights. And Lingaway Central also able to get 2 in there, with 3 more added from the Robo Knights, as they go to release the gate and fill up their shooting dimensions there, scoring 3 more for the Robo Knights. Lingaway Central able to overshoot 1 but make the second, as the Steel Tigers are shooting once again from the base, able to score on a green artifact. Loading up a purple one here shortly, as the Robo Knights score 3 more there. A little bit of an overshoot there for Lingaway Central, as we are now entering the endgame phase, as the scramble to get those final artifacts scored as well as parking done, as the Steel Tigers are able to get 1 more in, and some more contact here in the endgame zone. And that'll conclude qualifier number 13 here. Folks, as we wait for the scores to be finalized here for qualifier number 13, remember, folks, after this we only have 2 matches remaining, so if you are done here and you're starting to pack up, please be mindful of not passing in front of the field here. Let's keep that clear and open for teams still competing. Also a reminder, all of those driver badges, make sure to leave those in the bag that you got them from when you arrived. Also, you're welcome to take any of the snacks that are on your table, but please leave the containers as they came on the tables there. So you can take the snacks, but leave the containers, please. As for the badges, make sure to put those back where you found them before you leave, and just be mindful of walking in front of the field as matches are still going on. few things to note here about this match as we head into the scoring phase. It looks like Lincoln Way Central was able to get their little kickstand there down, establishing 4 points of contact within the parking area. So would be interested to see if they were getting the full park for that. Also, there was movement after the final buzzer went off on the Blue Alliance. That will be assessed, so we'll wait here to find out how those penalty points will be divided. All right, and it looks like we're ready to go in qualification number 13 for the results here. And the results of match 13 is that Red Alliance is the victor here, winning by a score of 143-44. It looks like the Red Alliance as well as the Blue Alliance both get movement ranking points, with the Red Alliance also getting the 3 ranking points for the victory as well. Next up in our second to last match of the day here, we have a qualification number 14. In the Red Alliance, we have Team 32-895, ACS Hyper Hippocampi, paired up with Team 26-980, Robo Knights Reloaded. They're going up with 2 of the local teams here at this tournament. Team 2923 Mechanized Chaos from Kankakee High School, paired up with the host team for today, Team 12868 Ironclad. Once again, folks, to please continue to be mindful if you are packing up here, if you're all done competing for the day, please remember about not passing in front of the field, leaving your badges, as well as taking any snacks that are left, but leaving those containers that they came in. And we're randomizing to motif number 2 with the pattern purple, green, purple. And we're ready to start qualification number 14 in 3, 2, 1, go. And we are underway in autonomous here with some shots being taken from deep range here. It looks like Ironclad is going long, where Mechanized Chaos is looking to score from short, as they're able to successfully score 5 now artifacts in. As the Robo Knights Reloaded, shot from long distance, able to score on 4, with Hyper Hippocampi able to get a few from short range, with the Robo Knights Reloaded missing short and then a little strong on the second one here.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
And we now move into the teleop phase of qualification number 14. There's some jockeying for position on who's getting these artifacts here, with Mechanized Chaos able to manually load, with the Robo Knights Reloaded shooting and scoring 1 out of 3 there, with Mechanized Chaos shooting from short distance, able to score, with Ironclad shooting from long range. The Hyper Hippocampi able to rely on these short shots there at the base. And it looks like there was some contact with the opposing alliance's gate for the Blue Alliance, as Mechanized Chaos and Ironclad look to rebound and get sorted out there, with potentially maybe some issues there with Ironclad looking for another one of those artifacts to shoot. As Robo Knights Reloaded able to score once again, with Ironclad just hitting the outer edge and going out of the field for 2 of their shots there, with the Robo Knights Reloaded able to get a few line drive shots in there successfully. Mechanized Chaos just going off the edge of the rim there, but able to score another green artifact, followed by a purple one. And we now head into the end game phase, as some of these robots have to be careful to avoid contact with the other alliances. Mechanized Chaos able to park fully. The Red Alliance attempting a partial parking job. And that'll do it for qualification number 14 here. And as we're discussing scoring here in match number 14, just another friendly reminder, if you see any of those QR codes around and you would like to be a volunteer at our state qualifier event next month in Flossmoor, that would be more than appreciated if you wanted to help out. There's a bunch of different jobs that you can do, from inspection to field maintenance to even doing this with announcing. We're always looking for volunteers, and volunteers help make these events possible. So if you could or would enjoy doing something like that and helping out, much appreciated. Okay, folks, so we're going to tell you the score here for qualifier match number 14, but I will go through a little bit of an explanation as to how we reached that number that we'll see here. So we'll take a look, and it looks like for qualifier match number 14, we have a red victory, and we're going to explain some things with penalty points here for a second. As you can see, that's a very high number, 237, but you can see that there's 150 foul points that red got. They got those points because the Blue Alliance contacted the opposing alliance's gate, opening up the gate. And so that in and of itself, by touching the other team's gate, is a major. They also get a major penalty for every artifact or ball that was in that ramp. There were 10 balls in that, or 9, I should say. There were 9 of those artifacts in that ramp. Therefore, a major penalty for contacting, and then 9 subsequent majors as well. So that's how we get this foul number here of 150 and our event high score here. And they also get a ranking point for that as well. It looks like red gets a movement and a pattern ranking point as well as their victory ranking points. Let's meet our teams here for qualifier match number 15, which is our final match of the day here, where we have in the Red Alliance Team 19-168, Totus 1-2, paired up with Team 26-936, Agile Blast Robotics. They're going up against the Blue Alliance in Team 26-239, the ACS Cyber Seahorses, paired up with Team 99-29, the TNT Tech Ninja team. And we have randomized now to motif number 2 with the purple, the pattern of purple, green, purple. And we are going to begin our qualification number 15 here in 3, 2, 1, go. And we are underway here in qualifier number 15, our final match of the day, folks, where we've got the Tech Ninjas launching high arching shots here, missing on a couple, but making a couple as well, with Totus 1-2 going and gradually reloading up their robot to then go ahead and shoot, with the Cyber Seahorses shooting from mid-range there. And it looks like a few of these artifacts are bouncing out of the classifier, but one of them able to go through.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
And we are underway here in the teleop phase of our final match of the day, folks. As shooting from long range here, we've got Agile Blast connecting on 3 and then opening up their gate in order to avoid an overflow, with the Cyber Seahorses connecting on 1, with the Tech Ninjas coming up just short on one of their shots, as well as the second one they're trying to do and connect on the purple artifact. And it looks like Agile Blast able to get their own rebound to then reload and continue to shoot in succession there, with the Cyber Seahorses going and getting ready to open up their gate, which they do successfully, at least partially allowing a few artifacts to enter out there. Within rapid succession, Agile Blast able to score 3 more. And the Cyber Seahorse is able to manually reload theirs and then go on over and fire off 1 artifact, followed by a miss and a make, with the Tech Ninjas also contributing some of their artifacts as well, as Agile Blast is able to score from their long distance range, as then they move a little bit closer to grab some artifacts before heading back on over. Tech Ninjas from the side here able to score, bank it in off of the wall there, as the Blue Alliance will get an overflow. And we are now in the end game of our final match of the day, with the Tech Ninjas able to score a few more of their overflow artifacts here. Agile Blast making a concerted effort to park, and now the Blue Alliance in the final seconds making an effort to park as well. And that'll conclude qualifier number 15 as we wait for scoring. And let's take a look at the results in our final match here in qualifier 15. And the Red Alliance wins by a score of 115 to 96 there. The Red Alliance is able to get a pattern ranking point, and the Blue Alliance is able to get a movement ranking point. Thank you very much once again, everybody, for coming out to meet number 3 here at Bradley Bourbonnais High School. We'll see you all next month at the state qualifier. Just as a courtesy to our hosts here at Bradley Bourbonnais High School, please make sure that you leave everything better than we found it. If there's any trash around you, please make sure to clean that up. Please let's make sure there's no trash left in the bleachers. As well as teams, make sure that we can now move wherever in terms of the field, so make sure that we're cleaning up and leaving our tables just as good as